What's it like these days, moving between Toronto and Jamaica, doing the music?
Well, I enjoy it because number one, the weather in Jamaica is nice in the winter, as you know. And summer I'm back up here because it's nice in Toronto. It's hot here now, but I guess the same temperature in Jamaica. But at least we have the beach. So it's nice, it's fun to be down there, you know?
How is the music business here and there?
Well, what I'm telling you, I don't know if it's a lace burst I'm getting or they say like wine, because now, for where I'm at now in my music, at my age now, it looks like it's really going to happen for me because I got a lot of songs out there now, and SoundCloud and YouTube, and getting a lot of plays in Jamaica and all over the world, and doing a lot of dub plates, and it's just getting better and better every time.
And you have a new single out?
Yeah, there's two singles. One is the name of with a video behind it. It's The Good Old Days, and the other single is Committed to You. So those two singles on SoundCloud right now, and on YouTube, you know, for download. So that's what I've been doing.
So the internet has certainly changed things over the period of time. And what is your mix of performing and recording and traveling?
Well, it changed over the time, and I'm sticking with it because, as you know, there's no more record shops again, and the music is a different direction now. So everything is downloaded through Amazon, CD Baby, iTunes. So I'm with that now, and so far so good because you know I get back little returns from them, from CD Baby, from downloading and channel my music that way, you know.
This summer in particular, I thought last year was bad, but this year it seemed that there's even more reggae international performers coming through town here. A lot of free shows, a lot of festivals, Jambana, Irie, Rastafest, Redemption, Jamaica Day. You got international guys living in Toronto like Esco Levi, Tony Anthony, Tasha T. go around. What is your assessment of the Canadian and Toronto Canadian reggae scene?
Well, it's getting a little better now because it was dying for a while with the reggae scene, and I guess it's because I'm really a lover's rock and one of those clean reggae singers from back in the days of 68, 69. But what happened is that the dancehall, which I don't mind the dancehall, but it gave Jamaica bad rap through some lyrical context, and but it's coming back now because I guess it's toying out now, and people are writing better songs now, like Esco Levi. These guys are writing positive lyrics, so it's much better. It's getting better now.
What was the problem back in the day when even a novice like myself could identify a reggae song done in Jamaica and one done in Toronto?
Yeah, because Jamaica is where foundation, they know how to mix it, the bass, the drums, and you get that bottom here. It's okay too, but if you want the real stuff, it's quite a different getting it in Jamaica because you have all these engineers that you have down there. And like I say, it's our roots. Reggae is really from Jamaica, so can't get better than that.
There was a time around the time when you won the Juno Award back in the day, that it seemed like things was going to bust out. That the major record companies were flirting, they were signing one or two people. People were getting gigs around town. There you could see them on Much Music and on some of the TV and the media and so on. And it seemed like there was a lot of promise that the music was just about to jump. But then it didn't.
It didn't jump because it came up, they had it to a certain spot. And we were looking forward that it would go further, but I don't know, for whatever reason, it had a decline, and reggae started taking like a little backseat, and now it's opening back up now. So I don't know what causes that, but I guess it's the disco scene and a lot of DJ playing, and so the band thing was kind of out for a while now. It still is out now because there's not so much clubs around town. Right, we had the Bamboo on Queen Street and all that. So, you know, we're still hoping that Canada can pick it up back again, and like back in the good old days.
Because musicians, I went to see Luciano. He was in town, did about 3-4 gigs, and he's coming back for another gig with Redemption coming up in middle of August. The show I saw him on, he played to tracks. What is the advent of tracks? How did man walking with tracks affect the music scene? Because now you mean live musicians, some guys hardly play with live musicians.
Yes. Well, you see, you work as a singer myself, working the tracks is much more easier. People like to see the live bands. Even when I'm in Negril, people like to see the 5 guys on stage playing and a singer. But the tracks to me is effective because when I do my tracks, they're powerful tracks and I know the tracks. So I can relate to the track even better with the band, because sometimes the band is making mistake. My track, all I got to do is study my tracks, and I got it made. And I've done so much work on tracks, and it's just me and myself.
Because it cut out of, I mean, with Luciano, he's so professional in that respect, like you, that
Right.
After a while he really didn't miss the fact that there wasn't
No,
5, 6,
no,
7
not at
guys
all.
up there,
No.
but because he held it down.
Right. And he's doing good because he works with band, he works with track, and I'm trying to do the same because I find that when I get a track, it's less hassle. It's just that some place you just, some clubs you work in, they need a band. They need to see 5 guys or 3 guys, whatever, playing. You know what I'm saying?
I've talked to some guys who have moved to Jamaica who used to live in Toronto, and they say one of the reasons was that if you're involved in reggae music, you have to go to Jamaica. The world goes to Jamaica to see what's happening. That if you were able to hit it there.
Yes.
But the other side is that it's also a crowded market, right? You get down there and there's 2,500 guys line up with their ticket already with their numbers.
Yes.
What was it for you going back there initially with your reputation in Canada? What did they think of the Canadian experience?
Well, they wasn't even looking at my Canadian experience because I'm away from Jamaica. What they're looking at in my career, I came here in '68 with Byron Lee and the Dragonaires, and I was just in nightclubs working. I wasn't recording. I loved the country and I wanted to live here. Then in 1974, I went back to Jamaica and made a song with Jackie Mittoo, God rest his soul, which was called I'll Be Around. And that's my signature tune up until date. I'm still eating food off that song. I'm doing dub plates more than I ever done. So it's been a blessing for me. A lot of songs from those times, from 74 till now, and I'm still eating some food off that.
Tell me about, that they just designated the laneway behind here as Reggae Lane.
Right.
Describe the scene around the 70s, the reggae scene, and particularly in terms of Eglinton.
Well, it wasn't so vibrant in the 70s. Reggae wasn't that vibrant when I just came. It was because I used to do mostly R&B and Otis Redding. I'm a great Otis Redding fan. So I used to do that. But as it goes along, I'm a Jamaican, so I had to go back to my roots, in a sense, and I started doing some reggae. And so in that time, it was different from now. Reggae is more pronounced now here, more than 20 years ago,
What's the relationship between soul, R&B, and lovers rock? Because sometimes it's almost like it's the same thing.
It's almost the same thing because it's a slow groove, and R&B most R&B song is a little bit slow groove or a little fast, but and rocksteady now is much slower than the reggae that you have. So they complement each other,
And the 2 singles you mentioned,
I'll Be Around, What You Won't Do for Love, and Lady, all those songs was great hits for me back when I recorded them in '74, but it was never released in Jamaica. It's released all over the world, Europe, all over Europe. That's why now I'm making money. Not from Jamaica, because Cox released all them as singles. I did an album for him, and he released all singles and put them out all over Europe. And now that everything is, and Cox passed away, as you know, everything is coming my way. People call me from all over the world, want to do dub plates with these songs, which was so big over there that time, and I didn't know about it until now.
Wow.
So it's amazing.
I went to Europe, in Belgium. There was a thing called the Gayle Festival. It was their 30th anniversary, and they had 20,000, 30,000 people over the weekend. They knew all the tunes. I didn't even know Sassafras and Buru Banton, a whole bunch of guys that I didn't even know were performing still. We're traveling all across Europe. Have you been to Europe? And
no,
why?
as a matter of fact, I've never been there.
No?
I've been to England before because when I was much younger, I was a sailor one time. I used to go all over the world on the ship. So I've been there, just stop over. And, but I've never been there on, like to say, perform. But things is coming from next year. I'll be touring. Everybody want me in France. People want me in France now. People want me in England. People want to be the first to bring Otis Gayle in France now. So I think in March I'm going to Belgium, and in the summer I'm going to England, in London. So my manager's taking me there. So, and because of the dub plate that I'm doing now, everybody just want a piece of Otis, and I'm so happy about that. You know?
Absolutely, congratulations on that, man.
Yeah, man.
So the latest single, the latest two singles,
Yes.
tell me about those.
Those are songs that I wrote this song about a year ago. This guy from Sweden sent me a rhythm track. His name is Ola Birch. And he sent me a rhythm track to do, and I did it, sent it back to him, but it took so long to release it because you still have it there. So I decided that I'm going to put it out for myself. So I put it out, I changed it up a little, put a bridge to it, and now I did a video for it, and now it's taking off in Jamaica, and there's a video right behind it, so it's wonderful.
How patient have you had to be over the years?
I'm very, very patient because I'm not a puppy, I'm not a spring chicken now. And I'm not going to tell you my age, but I'm not a spring chicken, right? I'm very patient because I love what I'm doing and I believe in myself. And the only thing that I was really sorry for, I shouldn't even say I'm sorry. I left Jamaica in 1968 when Bob Marley, Bunny Wailers, all these guys didn't make it yet. They were just like me. I used to hang out down Studio One with these guys before Bob Marley even become a dread. But I never did record. All I was doing is just going down there, working in nightclubs, Ocherios, doing cabaret.
Just doing the live thing?
Yeah, I never record. And so I got a tour to come. Byron Lee gave me a tour to come here in the 1st of August, the first caravan. So I got here, and I just singing in club all over Canada, and Winnipeg, and all, you name it. So Jackie me to look at me one day, so he said, I want to take you back to Jamaica, and you want to do some record. So I went back in 74, and I did I'll Be Around, Lady, Kenny Rogers' Lady, and What You Won't Do for Love. And that's what's happening for me today. Jackie's dead, but these songs stand the test of time, and I'm now deriving benefit from them.
So with, what's your schedule now then? The summer? You love the summer in Toronto?
Yes, I'm trying to get myself back into the Toronto because I love Toronto here and I want to get some work here. So I'm gone away for 5 months out of the year from December till May. So, and come while I'm down there, I'm working because I work in the hotels and everything. But I'm here now, I'm trying to get some work down here, up here, make people know that I'm back. So that's what I'm trying to scout, get some work in Toronto.
Now, about Toronto, because at one point, for instance, London, some people might say is heresy, but at one point it seemed to me as if London, England was more important for reggae at some points than Kingston, Jamaica.
Well, it's true, it still is, and not just London, all over Europe now. That's where if you really want to survive, you can't just stay in Jamaica and survive and live. You have to go travel to make something because Jamaica alone can support you. So London is all right, and London and Japan, Sweden, all those with France. I got a call from Belgium this morning. This guy's telling me that, listen man, there's got to be a second coming of Otis Gayle because the people in France love you so much because when Cox on the record, you didn't put it in Jamaica. It just sprinkled all over Europe, and now the people thought you were dead. The people want to know you. I want to be the first one to bring you to France because all your songs is big in France. So I'm just excited to go there.
And when the French love you, they really love you?
Oh, really love you. The last 2 weeks I did 78 dub plate. 78.
When you sleep?
Because I put an ad in the paper saying that Otis Gayle is doing free dub plate, only studio time, which is $60. So I was trying something to see where I was at. And it's like I opened a can of worms because 78 people from all Trinidad, Denmark, all over, just because of I'll Be Around, What You Won't Do for Love, and Lady. So I had to stop it because I cannot go at $60 or $40 for the rest of my life because it's like a sale. The sale is over. It's now $250 now to do a dub plate. And if you want some from Otis Gayle, you got to pay that. And people now still calling for.
So these are people from all around the world. So you do it and then send it out electronically.
They send the money first through Western or PayPal. And then when they got money, I send them the dub plate. I email them the dub plate.
So now your reputation is even
it's
going.
It's promotion. Bigger. People getting to know me more because I'm doing a lot of dub plates, killing a lot of sound.
So Jamaica. So when you're in Jamaica, you perform around there. Do you see? Because it seems as if ex-Torontonians are down there now?
Well, I buck up on a couple of them, but it
Nana McLean's down there, Carlin Davis, Leroy Sibbles,
yes.
Laser Corn from Messenger.
And I see them, but I'm in a different thing from them because they go down there and just record it. I'm doing cabaret. I'm a versatile singer. I sing reggae, I sing soul, I sing jazz, and I have to survive. I'm not making any big money off my music to say yet. So to make up, I have to work, and I love performing. So that's why I work. I do a lot of cabaret. I work at the Grand Lido. I work at all the major hotels in Negril, the Roots Bomb, Bourbon, the Beach, you name it.
What was that experience working with Byron Lee in the Dragonaires?
Oh,
he is a legend in the music business throughout the Caribbean, not just Jamaica and internationally.
Well, I started to work with the Virtues. There's a group in Jamaica at that time named the Virtues. And how I got to work with Byron Lee, Byron Lee fell in love with the Virtues. And Ronnie Nasrallah in those times used to manage Virtues. So when we would get a trip, I would sing with Byron Lee. When I get a chance, and I would sing with Virtues. Byron Lee heard the band and liked the band, and he offered us a trip to Canada in 1968. So that's how I got to Canada, through Byron Lee. But I was not permanent singer. I was with the Virtues.
Okay.
But I used to just work occasionally with Byron Lee.
So what did you see of how he operated that really spoke to his longevity?
Well, he's a good businessman. He's one of the best businessmen when it comes to in the band business. And you can't stop Byron Lee because no matter who, no man is indispensable. And there's a lot of great musicians pass through Byron Lee. And then every time somebody will leave, they said Byron is going to break up now. But he always have a replacement. He's just a smart businessman. God rest his soul. And I love him.
What about Toronto? Because sometimes I think about it and sometimes it seems like it's the best place to be, just location-wise in terms of what we got, how many people come through here and so on. And I've seen the industry grow here where technically things are on par with anything else across the world and so on. But they always seem to be like, it's ready to take off and then the plane stop.
Yeah, because you see Toronto is not like the States where everything is, Canada catered to certain things like hockey and like ice skating, and they don't put enough energy in music. That's just how I feel. You know, and a lot of people here that is so talented have to leave here and go to the States to make it. Brian Adams, take for instance Brian Adams, a lot of these guys that made it, they made it in LA. But Canada is such a nice country, a big country, that they should get more musical inclined, and because there's a lot of great performers here, there's a lot of great entertainers here, but they're not getting no speak.
And Toronto as a hotbed of reggae, it seems to me as if it is too, again, where we get a lot of performers.
Yeah.
We have a local industry that's grown from strength to strength without much support from the mainstream and the main cultural bodies and so on.
Right.
What has been so resilient about reggae music internationally, and where finally do you place Canada in the international definition of reggae?
Of reggae, I don't place them right up the top. Maybe down.
Well, of course they wouldn't be. I mean, Jamaica, there's
Well, they're trying, but like they still have a long way to go. Let's put that. I don't want to categorize them because I live here and there's not a lot of vibrant reggae scene here like they should. So I would say that, but I'm hoping that guys like Escaliva, who has won the Juno Awards three times. I hope that four times. I hope. And I'm entering this year too because I won it before, as you know. And I've got a lot of good songs right now. So this year I'm gonna try, test my luck. And if at my age I even get nominated, it's a gift.
Well, let's shift a little bit to R&B and soul. Because similarly, again around the same time as you won the Junos there, Kim Richardson, Liberty Silver, Errol Starr, the Blackburns. There was a whole lot of thing going on. There was the Blue Note,
right?
The network.
That was my regular. That was my stamping ground. I used to perform there a lot.
There was that, and of course all them pimps, because the pimps seem to like R&B and soul for some reason, and the big suits and so on, right? So take me back to the vibrancy of that scene, that R&B Toronto scene.
Well, all of it, I think is a fluff. Everybody, I guess. Those was younger days when everybody was into dressing up and profiling, and I was into a little of that too, but that didn't get you nowhere, right? When as you get older, you realize that is just, There's no substance behind that. The main thing is to do your craft, love your craft, and try to create. And I try to write a lot, so, you know, to get my personally message out. So.
And what was the effect of having, when you have a spot to go to regularly, like you know that you can go down on Piers Avenue and you know you can go,
that was
stuff
like,
is happening at
that
the
was
Blue
good.
Note, stuff is happening next door to the network.
Those was good time, because I used to just look forward to going to Piers Avenue every night or every other night, and even to jam down there, not even to get paid, till I worked myself in that they got to like me, and I start getting paid. So those was fun times.
Yeah, I remember also her name. I was trying to remember her name the other day. She had opened up a club too later on there. Jody Drake.
Yeah, I remember that,
Jody Drake.
And I used to go to like play Errol Fisher. You know Errol?
Yeah, he was at Young and Blow there for a long time.
Yeah, I used to go there. So it was nice in them times, but now I'm just hoping that, because I still love Toronto, I still live here and back and forth, and I still am hoping that, you know, they would put a little more in music, that everybody could be a little more happy and get more work. If you want to work now, you have to go to Sudbury, you have to go out of town now. You know, it's that bad, and this is a city, it should be able to.
Yeah. And the resilience of reggae music, I know we're going back and forth, but the music's, it's gotten some support internationally.
Yes.
Going back when Iron Records and the international music with the Wailers and so on tours. But it hasn't gotten the kind of support like certain other aspects of the music.
No.
However, internationally, it's still one of the biggest musical.
It's one of the biggest music. But you see, there's a lot of singers out there today and DJs that, as you know, Canada is a country that same marriage, same sex, and they're into that. A lot of people in Jamaica have a phobia about that. So, and they shouldn't, because people are people and God made us all.
Yeah.
And a man is choose to do, or a woman to do whatever they please to do, so long as it's not bugging you. So it causes stigma, and the reggae too, because this country is like that, and there's a lot of reggae artists out there who don't like it, who's against that. So I'm just hoping that we can all go to, people are people, that's how I see it. And no matter who you are, your preference of sex or whatever, that's you.
But still, that's only one section of reggae. Still,
that's only one section.
You got a lot of reggae guys who don't business with that.
No, of course. But some of the big names that's supposed to represent Jamaica is bashing. So, you know, I hope people could just understand that people have their own life to live, and people choose to do what they want to do, and you might like it, but that's their life.
Mm-hmm. How do people get in touch with you?
Well, you can get in touch with me either by phone. My email address is otisgayle1@hotmail.com.
That's one, the number?
Number 1@hotmail.com. And you can get in touch with me at 416-481-0135, or my number. I don't remember my number now, but my number is 525-3533. That might be changed, so you could always get me at 416-481-0135.
And 78 dub plates in the last little while.
Yes.
And you're poised to go to Europe at some point,
yes.
France especially.
Yeah.
Belgium. What? You're fired up now.
I'm fired up. I can't wait.
A renewed energy.
Yes.
You've tested the waters.
Yes.
You see that there is interest out there.
Yes.
And you're doubling down your efforts.
Right. And I work very hard, because I never give up. There's a lot of singers go off and do other things and give up, and because there's no work. But I believe in myself. I keep writing and I keep keep knocking at the gate. So I'm just hoping one day it can open for me, like in 1985 when I won that Juno Awards. So I'm looking forward to that again.
Any last words for your fans out there, especially those who have followed you from the beginning, who know what you've done?
Well, all you have to do this year, Otis Gayle is red hot, so vote for me this year, and I'll be at the Juno Awards this year. Vote for Otis Gayle.
Thanks a lot, man.
All right.